Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcy. Thank you for clicking on that thumbnail. Always showing up, showing your girls some love. You guys, we're going to talk about, very brief, a couple of Amouage fragrances today that I absolutely love. To me, these are fragrances that if you are so picky about your jasmines, so picky about your floral gourmands or your, just heavier fragrances, then I really think out of the Amouage collection, which is mainly the feminine fragrances, I think these are some fragrances that you really need to get your nose on. I love a good floral fragrance. Sometimes I love a heady floral fragrance as well. But usually there has to be some type of sophistication, smoothness, creaminess, a little subtle, it has to be perfectly balanced before I wear it. Now, there are some Amouage fragrances that are way too much for me, but these right here are beauties and I absolutely love them. So we're going to talk about them today. Also, I have a new Amouage fragrance I want to talk to you guys about. So please continue to like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notification bells, all that good stuff, y'all. And let's talk about one of the most luxurious fragrance houses in the game, okay? Which is Amouage, you guys. So, I purchased this fragrance, Amouage Love Delight, over at Harrods. It was $45 cheaper over at Harrods. And every time I purchase a fragrance at Harrods, I usually, almost all the time, I'll wait for the 10%. So when that 10% popped up, if you are in the, if you have like a membership with them, I guess it is, they'll send you 10% every now and then, and you'll also get points, so dollars for what you spend. Not very many though. So anyway, the 10% popped up. I had some points on top of me wanting or some fragrances that were already in my basket over there. I had Penhaligon's Alula, I think it is, over there. I heard it was a good warm spicy plum, but I still kind of want to get my nose on that fragrance, and I really wish Harrods sent samples. But I also have Plum and Cognac by the Scent of Woods, and I heard it was similar to that, but I think it might be a little more fresh, airy, based on the notes, because I think there's saffron in there as well. So I had Alula in my basket, and then I had Creed. I had this one in my basket here, Creed Queen of Silk. Even though I wasn't paying a ridiculous amount for this fragrance. I was stuttering, okay? Because I'm not paying $500 for this fragrance. So Carmina was $275. I purchased over there at Harrods. And Queen of Silk is $281. Of course, they charge you taxes just like they do out here. They don't charge, like the shipping was literally free. Plus my discount total was like $70, plus it was $40 shipping. So I made out with about a cheaper fragrances, because like I said, this one was $45 less, and this one was almost $200 less. So $281 versus $445 in America. Okay, anyway, back to Amouage. So Love Delight, I smelled this over in Milan. My friend May, she had a tester of it. So when I sprayed it on my arm, it was a love upon first sniff. I love the heliotrope. I love the cacao. I love that fresh, airy, kind of raspy, dusty rose in there. It's beautiful. It's like vanilla. It's the cinnamon in there. I love cinnamon and fragrances. So it was a love upon first sniff for me. Is it worth the price? To me, it is worth the price. That is something that you guys have to decide for yourself. I love a good floral gourmand, and I need to do a video on my updated floral gourmands because y'all know that I'm a gourmand lover, and I love it when they add florals to it as well. It kind of cuts into the sweetness a little bit and makes it super elegant. So anyway, I purchased Love Delight, okay? The bottle is stunning. And what did I do with the perfume, you guys? Hold on. And here she is. I love that almost peachy matte finish. of the bottle. That's what attracted me to this fragrance as well. On top of it being a Floral Gourmand, I knew that I had to get my nose on this fragrance. So in here, I'll read you all the notes while you stare at this gorgeous bottle. So in here, you have your cinnamon. I was going to say cinnamon. You have your cinnamon, ginger, mandarin, rosewater, heliotrope. You have some more rose on top of the rose water. And then the base, you have vanilla, cacao, rum, absolute, and cypriol. Now, so in this fragrance, there is slight, I love cypriol oil in fragrances. So if you don't like cypriol oil in fragrances, do not be afraid of this. My nose is super sensitive, so I get slight cypriol oil in the dry down. So what I get a lot of is a warm, spicy, not that red hot cinnamon spicy, like an undertone cinnamon mixed with an abundance of heliotrope, a little bit of a creamy rose on top. It states rose water, but I get a little bit of a creamy pink rose on top of the cinnamon, the warm spices, a lot of heliotrope, and a beautiful creamy jasmine, you all. There's some cacao in this fragrance as well. It kind of gives you a dusty cacao, like in cacao porcelana, not a heavy cacao or chocolate. If you've smelled a real cacao pod, it smells fresh, airy, dusty, almost a little fleeting. So it's not a heavy cacao in this fragrance. So it's not like a super huge gourmand leaning fragrance. It is very light on the gourmand. So anyway, I love it. It's warm, spicy, creamy, slightly floral. It is beautiful. The rose is not too heavy. The cinnamon's not too heavy. Nothing is too heavy, but you definitely get that creamy jasmine. The most I get from this fragrance is a lot of heliotrope, a lot of warm spiciness from the heliotrope, a beautiful creamy jasmine, a little dusting of chocolate or cacao, very fresh, a little rose, ginger in here just makes it a little warm spicy. It is not prominent at all. You don't get like this is ginger. This is super spicy. This smells like you're crunching on ginger. You don't get any of that in this fragrance. It is absolutely gorgeous, beautifully blended, but I did not want to pay the full price for it. I was like, I'm going to at least get like 20-25% off somewhere. And with the girl math in my head, I think I got about 20% off this fragrance. So anyway, Love Delight. I absolutely love it. Get your nose on this fragrance. So some of my other ones that we're going to speak about as well. This one is Amouage's Honor Woman. Honor Woman is a beautiful white floral. Those jasmine, there's gardenia, tuberose in here. It's creamy. You get a little bit of that rhubarb that makes it a little fruity, but it's gorgeous. It's not rhubarb heavy. It just adds some juicy fruitiness to these creamy white florals. But this is slightly green as well. It's green in the opening with that fruitiness, but then it dries down. Very beautiful, creamy, just sexy, elegant, sophisticated white floral. This is Honor Woman. If you are a white floral lover, it is not super heavy on the tuberose. To me, I get more of a jasmine and a fresh gardenia with some greenness and a little bit of fruitiness from this fragrance. So anyway, you gotta like white florals for this one. Amouage Honor Woman, get your nose on it. I wanted that other one that's like 40% like oil concentration, but y'all, this one is gonna have to do unless I sell this one. The next one we're gonna talk about is my very first Amouage, and this is Love Tuberose. It's literally white florals, marshmallow, and tuberose. It is gorgeous. It's creamy. It's beautiful, slightly sweetened, vanillic. I love it. Love tuberose. Do not be afraid of tuberose in this fragrance. You get that marshmallow kind of tones the tuberose down, makes it a little fluffy, fresh vanilla, fluffy marshmallow, and a little white florals, you guys. Love tuberose. Get your nose on it. The next one we're going to talk about is Calvados, okay, which I think is a rum or cognac. But it smells a little appley. Calvados does. Fruity, appley, and kind of brown. Anyway, this is Overture, Amouage Overture. This one has the note of leather in it. This is not a safe blind buy. This is probably the one. The other ones, if you like the notes, I think it's a safe blind buy. To me, Overture, It's sexy, juicy, fruity, slightly leathery, suede-y. It is gorgeous, but it's boozy from the rum or from the Calvados. There's apple in here. It is absolutely stunning. Slightly leathery, a little smoky. It's gorgeous. Definitely sample Overture. But y'all, the bottle's gorgeous. The scent is gorgeous. I wore this in the summertime, even though this had leather in here. I've worn this fragrance at least 3 or 4 times since I purchased this summer or last summer, okay? Anyway, get your nose on it. The next one is Materials, and this is a beautiful vanillic. I think there's olibanum in here as well, labdanum as well. It is labdanum heavy, so there's a slight animalic note. Labdanum, oud, creamy, slightly animalic vanilla. So if you thought like Sultan by Royal Crown was too heavy or Absolute Aphrodisiac by Initio was too heavy, then you may want to try Material. This is more of a warm, spicy, I think there's cinnamon in here as well. Slightly oudy, creamy, that from that labdanum vanilla fragrance. It's beautiful in the fall and the winter. Almost bit my tongue, fall and the winter, but I love it, you guys. One of my favorite vanillic oud fragrances in my collection. The other two that I mentioned, of course, I love Absolute Aphrodisiac by Initio. That one's a little more musky, a little more sensual, animalic, sweaty, you know, all that, but they're both beautiful. The next one I love, 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 okay? Loads and loads of frankincense or olibanum. There's myrrh in here. There's labdanum in here as well. There's ginger in here. It's a spicy bomb, but it's not like a peppery spicy. There's Szechuan pepper in here as well. And this is Lineage. Lineage, I love. It is such an underrated fragrance. I wore this a lot last summer, and I got multiple compliments. It is gorgeous. It's almost citrusy. I don't know if there's bergamot, like Calabrian bergamot, but you get those warm spices from the frankincense and myrrh, and the olibanum is frankincense, and that ginger, but it's balanced very well. It's a little saltiness to this fragrance as well. This almost smells like fresh, salty sea air, slightly salty sea air with some warm spices. I love it. Get your nose on Lineage Amouage. Definitely not a safe line buy, but y'all, I'm obsessed with it, okay? I fell in love with this one before I fell in love with Guidance, you guys. So the next one we're going to talk about is My Baby Guidance, okay? Pear. Yeah, it smells like body yaddy yaddy, okay? It gives that womanly sexiness to this fragrance. It's almost an animalic, you know? It is gorgeous. It's super sexy. Y'all, this is like, it's drawing me. It just makes you just, you know, that. It makes you want that, okay? Anyway, Amouage Guidance. Beautiful rose. Oh, there's a hummingbird outside, you guys. At first I thought it was I was like, what the heck is that flying? But it's a hummingbird on my balcony. Anyway, it's pear, rose, hazelnut. There's akigala wood in here. I think there's olibanum, frankincense in here as well. It's beautiful, warm, spicy pear. Slightly creamy from the hazelnut. It is gorgeous. It is sexy. Anyway, Guidance, get your nose on it. I get the most compliments when I wear this fragrance on top of layering it with Kayali's Vanilla Oud, y'all. That sweetens it up, makes it a little fresh, airy as well. It is gorgeous. Get your nose on Guidance. Last but not least, I think this is last, is one that is at Amouage. Is just sexy across the board, okay? Period. This one right here, apricot, suede. Smells like suede. Apricot, it smells like apricot, suede, and tobacco. Almost a little jammy, vanillic apricot. Ooh, it's like citrusy. It is gorgeous. And I can't believe I gave this away like 2 years ago, okay? Anyway, I'm so glad to have Sunshine back in my collection. This is one of my favorite apricot fragrances on top of one that I just purchased, which is Leonora by Mind Games and Room by Penhaligons. There's another apricot that I absolutely love that's gorgeous. But y'all, warm, spicy, jammy apricot vanilla. There's a slight suediness to this. And there's a juiciness to this as well. Anyway, get your nose on it. Sunshine Woman Amouage. That is all, y'all. So I'm super happy to have this new baby in my collection. Go out into the world, spread amazing sillage, do good, be good, all of that, you guys. And I think I gave you everything. Yeah, and Queen of Silk, I know I said that I purchased this because I found a good deal. Now, I really, really like this. But when I smell it on other people, I love it, okay? Every time somebody, I'm like, oh, what do you have on? Oh, Queen of Silk. I'm like, really? Like, do I really need to buy Queen of Silk? I really do. Anyway, this is going to be coming up in a haul later on. So scent of the day, leave me your scent of the day down in the comments. All right, bye, you guys. Love you all. And let me know what's your favorite Amouage fragrance. There's a couple other ones on my radar. One that has a really rich jasmine. It's in a fluorescent kind of psychedelic looking bottle, but I love the jasmine in there. I love the frankincense and the jasmine that Amouage cultures and uses, you guys. All right, bye-bye.